Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the fifth night of the 2019 World Championship Series World Championship Sydney Royal Easter Show Camdpraft, and it has been an amazing 4 nights of competition to get us here to the fifth night. We have seen the best in the business going head to head in what is one of the best venues for camp drafting, and it is great to welcome our on-ground expert announcer and all-round good guy, Mr. Jim Callahan. Welcome, Jim.
Good evening, Tim and Lindsay, and thank you very much for that intro. I'll try and get a reference off you at a later date.
$50, mate. I can do anything.
Okay, I'm sure you can. Well, round 5, like you were saying about, and like you just said, a magnificent arena here, the Mackay Arena, and a magnificent lot of cattle. And like you said, we're seeing the cream of the crop. The best of the Australian stock horses, the best of the camp draft competitors that have been selected to come to the Sydney Royal Easter Show 2019. So everything is shaping up for round 5 to be one of the best.
We actually don't know how this is going to go tonight, Jim, because on night 1, we had 2 blokes out here who have never competed at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. Total rookies at this event. They came out and took out first and second place. Then the next night, we had Wyatt Young out here, one of our youngest competitors. He turned 23 during the week. He came out and won night 2. Well, on night 3, it was Codie Law's night. And last night, we had the biggest score we've seen in this competition, a score of 90 points with Brendan Fitzgerald.
That's right, Lindsay, and I'm quite sure tonight is going to be no different than any other of the previous 4 rounds. But we've got a magnificent lot of the Angus Cross heifers from Elliston Pastoral Company. Once again, many thanks to the Packer family, to Rob Teague, Scott Mitchell, the management team up there, and then we have Murray Wilkinson with those wonderful dogs, and they've certainly seen plenty of Murray and that before they come down here to the Royal Easter Show. But things are all set, magnificent stage. We've got the best of the best and a magnificent line of cattle.
We've got some wonderful and esteemed judges joining us here for the camp draft. Keith Hanigan's back again this year.
Yes, Keith Hanigan's back for his second year, and we also welcome Skip McCarthy for his first year here at the Royal Easter Show. But plenty of camp drafting years under their belts when you put both those 2 gentlemen together.
Absolutely. Now, we have 2 ladies out here this evening, which I'm excited to see because they had a great night last night. Rebecca Roberts and Sue Duggan.
Yes, 2 of our lady camp drafters, and they're doing a great job too. And they just hoping probably just for a little bit of change of luck to get up into the lineup with the ribbons.
Now, Jim, we can see the cattle. They've been moved into a yard there. We can see some funny-looking trees out the front here. Tell us, mate, what are we going to see tonight?
Well, where the cattle went into, Tim, is what we call the cattle camp, and that's out of a possible score of 26. The competitors go in, make their selection, and bring that beast to the face of the yard to indicate to the judge that the horse has the ability to keep away from the mob. So that's out of a possible score of 26. We go a left-hand course tonight. You get 2 points for the first peg. They come around and then do the changeover. They get 1 point for the second peg. Then they do the changeover, and then the 2 pegs closer together out in front of the members' stand. That is what we refer to as the gate, and that is another point for course. So 2 for the first, 1 for the second, 1 for the gate. That's out of a possible score of 4 points for course. Then with the speed of the run, the control of the run, that's out of a possible score of 70 points for horsework. So 26 and the 70 and 4, that's out of a possible score of 100 points.
Then based on how the round goes this evening, our winner will take away 4 points as part of the cumulative program here. Second place will get 3 points, third 2, and our fourth place getter will take 1 point into the finals.
Well, first competitor into the camp tonight. We welcome out a young man. He's had an 83 and an 82 in rounds 1 and rounds 4. This is Jay Chinook, and he rides Yorona Cooper's Acre, and he is... competed in all sorts of events in English and European, and he's been to Western as well, from Australian sports like polo cross. But most importantly of all, he loves camp drafting from Bulladila in New South Wales. This is Jay Chinook riding Yorona Cooper's Acres.
So, and Jay's about to make his selection, and he's just waiting to get the nod from the judges, and I think he's got that as well. So there goes the nod from our 2 judges, Keith Hanigan and Skip McCarthy. So Jay Chinook says, I don't think I'll change my mind. I'll stick to the one that I've been looking at all the time. He goes in nice and quietly, makes his selection and up to the face of the yard. He does the 2, the 3, going for the big points here in round number 5. Calls for the gate. He steps out onto the stage in the Mackay Arena, and he gets a very fast running Angus Cross heifer and goes across the ground. But Urana Copper Acres now comes around and is just going to cut a little short of the first peg. So a cutout score there only for Jay Shannock and Urana Copper Acres.
Well, while we wait for that cut-out score, the next in camp will be Josh Barnett. This is his first year competing at the Sydney Royal Easter Show, and they talk about this being a family sport. It sure is, because back in 2011, his father came out and competed here on the family horse, Barn Lodge Molly, I should say. And this is Barn Lodge Amiga Destiny that Josh Barnett will be riding on tonight. He had a great run and a score of 89 up at the Charlie Mar Young Guns earlier this year.
So a cutout score there for Jay Shannock and Urana Copper Acres was 21.5 points. 21.5 points for Urana Copper Acres, ridden by Jay Shannock. So the Black Bally heifer says, I'd rather be out here in the Mackay Arena. Just not ready
do you really
to go
blame
back.
it, Jim? You know what that heifer maybe wants, Jim Callaghan? I reckon it may want a glass of Tyrrell's wine.
Well, they're living in luxury out there. They're probably living on Tyrrell's kind of hay. A beautiful bale of hay and water laid on, and they've got it all set up out the back.
Or maybe that heifer wants to spend more time with our stockmen dressed in their R.M. Williams attire.
Well, she knows where her mates are, so they might let her come this way. But our stockmen, Pete Kelly and Dave Kelly, Murray Wilkinson.
They always say don't work with animals or children, and Jim, unfortunately for you, you work with me. Well, I'm a child, and you work with animals.
You've got me there on that one, Tim.
I just thought I'd get in early. It's been a fun few days here at the show. It's going to be sad to see our Camdrafters finish up in another night's time, but it's always a credit with these beautiful cattle. In these tough times, Elliston have done an amazing job.
There's no doubt about that, Tim. Absolute great job. The Elliston Pastoral Company, the Packer family and their management up there, Rob Teague, Scott Mitchell and the whole team, and Murray Wilkinson with those wonderful dogs looking after the cattle as well. And we also know there's a lot of people at home have had a few phone calls. They've been tuning in and watching it live stream at home. So welcome to round 5, no matter where you are.
And to those watching at home, make sure you get down here for at least one day at the show, because you've got to experience every part of the show. And watching on at home, you just don't get that real quintessential feeling that is the Sydney Royal Easter Show.
So the judges have gave him the nod. Our stockmen do a great job. They close the gate. And we go with Josh Barnett. Barn Lodge Amiga Destiny. Another one of the Angus Cross heifers. Josh Barnett calls for the gate. He steps out onto centre stage here for round 5 of the World Championship Camdpraft. And around the first peg, and very tight around the first peg. So he got 2 points for the course. He does the changeover now. Barn Lodge Amiga Destiny. Now I'll look at this ride around on the beast of show. He's tighten it right around here. Oh, boys and girls, mums and dads, we better get excited. Barn Lodge Amiga Destiny, Josh Barnett. Can they do it? Can they do it? It's looking very good. It's a perfect run. Well done, Josh Barnett and his mum, Richard and Annette, sitting up in the stand. They'll be over the moon with that run by Josh.
Oh, what a way to start night number 5. We look for that score while we wait for Josh's score to come in. Next into the camp, we welcome last year's winner. This is Honey There in Aiken and Hugh Miles. Hugh won it on Pillvale Wishes. He's 29 years of age. He's a stud, runs Pillvale Stud at Tamworth in New South Wales. And he's been established for over 20 years and has an Australian stock horse competing at Sydney Royal for many years as well. And this is Hugh's first year, was competing here in 2016. He won it last year. Certainly has the skills to bring it all together tonight. Hugh Miles, Honey, they're an Aiken.
Our score now for Josh Barnett and Barnett Amiga Destiny with 22.5 for cutout, 64 for horsework, 4 out of 4 for the course, a total of 90.5 points. 90.5 points for Amiga Destiny, ridden by Josh Barnett and Hugh Miles now. With Honey there, Aiken around the first peg with a lovely free running Angus Cross Heifer. Around the first, they get 2 out of 4 for the course. Now, what can they do now? Honey there, Aiken now, she says, will take the pain away now around the scissors, Camdprafting right around the beast's shoulder. Now, Hugh Miles, now what can they do? Honey there and Aiken, he'll be calling a Honey now. Boys and girls, let's get ready to cheer him on. Here's a beautiful run again. Oh, there's another one. Well done, Hugh Miles with Honey there, Aiken.
Well, we look forward to seeing the score come through from last year's champion, Hugh Miles. I'll tell you what, Josh Barnett's score of 90.5, that is the biggest score so far in this entire competition. Well, next in camp is a wonderful lady called Sue Duggan. She's from the lovely little town of Coulthard in New South Wales. She had a great score last night of 82 on Quindella Chief. And that combination of Chief and Sue Duggan have been campaigning for 15 years. It's only 2 years ago that she was the ABCRA Lady Rider. Can't wait to see what she does tonight.
Our score now for Hugh Miles and Honey there, Aiken. 22.5 for cutout, 64 for horsework, 4 out of 4 for the course, a total of 90.5 points. 90.5 points for Honey there, Aiken, ridden by Hugh Miles.
Equal first place. That's an amazing score.
So Sue Duggan, Quindella Chief. She makes her selection. Right up the face of the camp she comes. And Quindella Chief says, leave the footwork to me. They call for the gate. They come out onto centre stage into the Mackay Arena and around the first peg and got a big, heavy heifer too now. Oh, she says, I love being out here. And Quindella Chief says, well, I love being right here with you. They do the changeover. 2 out of 4 for the course. Will they tighten it up? Oh, she just cuts it a little short. It just didn't run on the heifer like Sue was anticipating. So it comes around. She'll get that second shot. Comes around and the heifer doing a little bit better. And Sue says, well, I think we'll give it away. So unfortunately, only a cutout score there for Sue, but give her a round of applause.
Well, while we wait for the cutout score there for Sue Duggan, we welcome a man into the arena. His worst placing here this year so far has been an equal second. He won night number 1 on an 89. He was second on night number 2 with an 88.5. He was equal second on round number 3 in an 87. He was second last night on an 88. This is his first time ever competing at the Sydney Royalies to show what a way to start. He's got 4 from 4. Can he make it 5 from 5? This is Bruce Coulthard from Long Flat on Fig.
Sue Duggan with Quindella Chief scored 21.5 points for cutout. 21.5 points for Quindella Chief, ridden by Sue Duggan. So they just moved the buggies along the line. Judges say to Bruce, not just yet. Well, we're talking about there that Lindsay mentioned about Camdprafting being a family sport. Well, I know some grandparents here this afternoon, Alan and Kathy Hannaford up in the stand, and they got their 2 grandchildren with them, Charlie and Zoe. And they tell me that they're riding very, very well, and they're only 8 and 6 years of age. So a real family sport. They start them nice and early.
One of the fastest growing family sports. Over 16,500 members of the ACA here in Australia. It certainly is a large group of people who follow the circuit every weekend of the year.
Great way to keep the family together. Kicks off with the junior cutouts and then the junior drafts and juvenile drafts, and great way to keep the family together of the weekend. So we go with number 5, Bruce Coulthard with Fig. He's certainly been in fine form. He's about to make his selection. Says, this is the one I want. Comes up to the face of the camp. He's going for the big points again. And Bruce Coulthard and Fig hasn't put a foot wrong from round one. Calls for the gate. He's about to step out onto centre stage here in the Mackay Arena. Round number 5. The heifer has a little bit of a look around. And Fig says, well, I'm ready to go as soon as you make the move. And the heifer's a nice, kind running heifer too. She says, what a beautiful feeling to be out here on this lovely green surface. And now takes off a little bit, but Fig's got it all wrapped up again. And Bruce Coulthard, now they come around, just sits back a little bit. And Fig says, well, just sit back here a little more. Now comes around and look at Fig go now. And Bruce Coulthard said, it's time to go. He moves around onto the beast's shoulder. Now points it around. Can they do it? Can they do it? Can they wind it back, push it back over there to get 4 out of 4? They got the 3 out of 4. Can they get 4 out of 4? Can they do it? Yo! And there goes the whistles. We'll leave that one in the hands of our Camdpraft judges, Keith Hanigan and Skip McCarthy.
Well, I think there was a collective gasp of breath there where we thought, will he make it within the time? Bruce Coulthard, look forward to seeing what the judges say about that. Well, next in camp is Adam Sadler. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he is one to watch because this time last year he was second in the World Championship Camdpraft out here on a different horse, mind you. This time he's on Relder's Raven Acres. This is a horse that has won a heap of drafts, juvenile, novice, ladies. And Adam Sadler too, he's done very, very well. He comes to us from Bunnan in the Upper Hunter of New South Wales. He scored an 83.5 last night, 80 the night before, 80.5 the night before that. Let's see what he can do in round 5.
Score now for Bruce Coulthard and Fig was 22.5 for cutout, 59 for horsework, 3 out of 4 for the course, a total of 84.5 points. 84.5 points for Fig, ridden by Bruce Coulthard. And Adam Sadler's got a very fast one as they come around the first peg. And it's a very fast one indeed. They've just gone past the radar and a changeover. This is a very fast camp drafting run. Adam Sadler with Raven Acres around the second peg they come, and the pressure's still on and right around on the beast's shoulder. This is a campaign camp drafting here. Take the top off the bottles of the Tyrrells. This is a magnificent run. Oh, Adam Sadler with Relder's Raven Acres. The speed of the run.
Oh my goodness, that was like a cat on a hot tin roof flying around the course. While we wait for the score, we welcome out the next of our riders. This is Codie Law riding Yarrawarr Guns N' Roses. He was 4th here on night number 1 with an 87.5. He was 5th on night number 2 with an 82.5, and he won night number 3 with an 89. He has a wealth of experience of all aspects of camp drafting. He's an accomplished competitor, renowned judge, and has been on the board of both the ABCRA and the ACA.
The score now for Adam Sadler with Relder's Raven Acres was 22 for cutout, 62.5 for horsework, 4 out of 4 for the course, a total of 88.5 points. 88.5 points, Relder's Raven Acres, ridden by Adam Sadler.
Into third place.
So Codie Law from the New England of New South Wales, Glenanna's Yarrawarr Guns N' Roses, calls for the gate. Comes back across, does a couple of real good turns. Oh, the beast says, I want to go back here and back down there. So Codie Law. Had the pressure on, was going for the big points. And the heifer doesn't want to leave her friends, but now this time says, yes, I'll step out into the Mackay Stadium and around the first peg now. And Yarrawarr, Guns N' Roses, tightly around the first peg. They go for the 2 points. Now they'll get ready to do the changeover. Yarrawarr, Guns N' Roses, ridden by Codie Law, around the second camp drafting, right up on the beast's shoulder, just gives her a little bit of a bump, push her around the second peg. They've got 3 out of 4 for the course now. Now, boys and girls, mums and dads, let's start to warm those hands. I think we might need them. I think we might need it. And it makes her way straight down through the gate. And that's Yarrawarr, Guns N' Roses, ridden by Codie Law.
Well, while we wait for Codie Law's score to come through, next in camp He's a fellow who's travelled an awful long way to be here, all the way from Roma, Queensland. And last night, it was all worth it, every kilometre, because he took out a score of 90 and first place. Brendan Fitzgerald and More Rocks. This is a stallion that he's been campaigning on for the last 3 years with great success. They were first at Upper Horton in the maiden, first at Tambo in the novice, first at Chinchilla in the grandfather clock novice draft. And this is the 9-year-old stallion More Rocks that he has great success on.
Codie Law with Yarrawal Guns N' Roses scored 17.5 for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 out of 4 for the course, a total of 83.5 points. 83.5 points there for Yarrawal Guns N' Roses, ridden by Codie Law. So Brendan Fitzgerald, all the way from Roma, Queensland. And he steps out here now onto centre stage for round 5 of the World Championship Camdpraft, brought to you at the compliments of Tyrrell's. And he gets a fast heifer, and More Rock steps up, and the heifer sits up and comes in behind. And Brendan says, we'll give that away.
Well, next into the camp, we welcome the next of our riders, number 9 in the draw. This is Binia Larina from Coulthard in northwestern New South Wales. This is Troy Palmer. He's had a 5th placing this show. I think he'd be looking to try and improve on that, though. His best score an 84.5. He's been a 17-time AB, CRA, horse and rider titles. He's won the 2017 Gold Cup. He's been drafting since he was 8 years of age. Troy Palmer.
The score for Brendan Fitzgerald and More Rocks was 21.5 points, 21.5 for cutout for More Rocks, ridden by Brendan Fitzgerald. So Troy Palmer and Binia Larina, they come up to the face of the camp, looking to get as many points as possible out of a score of 26. And he goes the 3 and the 4 and the 5 in the middle of the yard and steps out now into centre stage and across the field now. And Larina and might have just went out a little out of bounds, and there goes the stock whips. So unfortunately a cutout score there only for Troy Palmer.
Well, for the boys and girls out there that think, oh, this is a sport just for adults, well, let me prove you wrong. The next in camp is only 16 years old. His name is Tyler Berkley. He comes to us from Inverell, and boy, has he done well in this World Championship Camdpraft. He got an 87 on round 2, an 87.5 in round 4. He's had a lot of successes in the maiden at the ABCRA finals. He was second in the Open at the ABCRA finals. He's done really, really well in the lead up to tonight. And tonight, he's out on Quinton.
Score for Troy Palmer and Binia Larina was 21.5. 21.5 points for cutout for Binia Larina, ridden by Troy Palmer. So we move to number 10 in round number 5. Tyler Berkley and Quentin. And Quentin now steps up, says, leave the footwork to me, right up the face of the camp. He's going for the big points in round number 5. And we welcome Tyler Berkley out onto centre stage and gets a nice big free-flowing Angus cross heifer. And look at Quentin, says, I'll just tail around the first peg. Now they do the changeover. They get 2 out of 4 for the course. Now a quick changeover too. And Tyler says, well, just sit a little bit. But no, says Quentin, says we better move because she's a big free-flow running heifer around the second peg now. Tyler Berkley with Quentin. Boys and girls, can they push this heifer around? Let's ride with him from here on end. Oh, and the heifer says, well, just give him a little bit of a nudge as well. And look at Quentin, lays the ears back and moves right up. Boys and girls, mums and dads, I think they can. He's got it perfectly right down the centre. Tyler Berkley with Quentin.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Quinton. Did not get deterred when that heifer tried to say, get away from me. Quinton said, I know my job. Well, while we wait for the score, we welcome out our winner from night number 2 from Tamworth in northern New South Wales. This is Wyatt Young riding Cedar Vale Twist. He won night 2. He was second in night 1. He's had an 88 and an 89. Can he get a score greater than 90.5 to take the lead from the current leaders in Hugh Miles and Josh Barnett? This is Wyatt Young on Cedar Vale Twist.
A score now for Tyler Berkley with Quentin was 22.5 for cutout, 62 for horsework, 4 out of 4 for the course, a total of 86.5 points. 86.5 points for Quentin, ridden by Tyler Berkley. So Wyatt Young makes his selection very quickly, comes straight to the face of the camp. He does the 2, the 3, the 4. He calls for the gate. He steps out onto the stage, and look at Cedar Vale Twist around the first peg, and look, he takes the leaves off it, and Cedar Vale Twist says the white, leave the footwork to me. You just press the buttons. They do the changeover. It's 2 out of 2 for the course at the moment, and looking for 3. Now Cedar Vale Twist and Wyatt Young, they come around. She gives him a bit of a nudge, just steps away now. Boys and girls, mums and dads, I think we can ride with him from here on. Oh, the Angus Cross heifer says, yes, I just want to float across here, and they're going to float down, can they? They're going to float between the pegs. A magnificent run. Cedar Vale Twist, ridden by Wyatt Young. And Craig and Janelle, mum and dad, are sitting up in the stand, and Janelle would have a smile from ear to ear.
Well, next into camp is Chappie, Andrew Chapman and Digby. Well, this horse hasn't won 1 or 2 camp drafts. Digby has won 15 open camp drafts. They were here last year at the Sydney Royal and took out 5th place. They're looking to go a couple of places up this year, all the way from Nundle. The cattle stud manager, Andrew Chapman, in camp.
We have a score now. For Wyatt Young and Cedar Vale Twist was 22.5 for cutout, 62.5 for horsework, 4 out of 4 for the course, a total of 89 points. 89 points for Cedar Vale Twist and ridden by Wyatt Young.
3rd place. That puts Wyatt into 3rd place.
Okay, now we go with Andrew Chapman with Digby, and Digby just sits back a little bit. He says, let this heifer float around, and there were good anticipation there with Andrew Chapman and Digby. They get 2 out of 4 for the course. Lets the heifer run on a little tiny bit now to get the extra point now. Round the second peg they come, and Digby, great combination. Andrew Chapman and Digby, they do the changeover. Now let's ride with them, boys and girls, mums and dads. Can they do it? Trudy, Charlie and Georgie, they're riding with him. Oh, they're all on Digby, and Digby makes no mistake about it.
Well, while we wait for the score, we welcome out now next of our riders, Joseph Burges. He's had an 81.5 and a 79.5, and we have Joseph Burges riding Avalon Illusion. He only started riding when he was 18 years of age, and this is his 3rd year here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. An equine dentist by trade, and he's currently sitting equal 2nd and 3rd in the AB CRA Open Horse and 4th in the most successful rider. And his horse, Avalon Illusion, is a 14-2 hand 9-year-old mare, and they've been campaigning together for the last 3 years.
The score now for Andrew Chapman and Digby was 23.5 for cutout, 63 for horsework, 4 out of 4 for the course, a total of 90.5 points. 90.5 points there for Digby, ridden by Andrew Chapman. So Joe Burges, our next competitor. Makes his selection, comes straight up the face of the camp. Going for the big points now, Joe Burges with Avalon Illusion. Goes hard across the yard. Calls for the gate, steps out now onto centre stage here into the Mackay Arena and gets a very fast running Angus Cross heifer. They come around. Joe Burges says, I'll just get ready to press the buttons here now on the GPS, and he goes hard now, and Avalon Illusion says, we'll go now, and we'll keep on coming around. Camp drafting at its very best. Champagne camp drafting here in round number 5. I think we might have to get ready again, boys and girls, mums and dads. Tap them on the leg and say, get ready to clap again. Here we go. Let's start clapping. Let's start clapping. Joe Burges with Avalon Illusion.
I cannot believe the number of complete rounds that we have here tonight. I'm really crossing my fingers for our next competitor. She's a young lady from Lochinvar in the Hunter Valley, Rebecca Roberts, who last night came out and got an 84, putting her in 5th place. She's out on a horse called Duck Ray Gorgeous, and this is her first year ever attending the Sydney Royal Easter Show. So ladies in the crowd, let's get behind our Rebecca Roberts.
Score now for Joe Burges with Avalon Illusion was 21 for cutout, 63.5 for horsework, 4 out of 4 for the course, a total of 88.5. 88.5 points for Avalon Illusion, ridden by Joe Burges. So we welcome Rebecca Roberts. Duck Ray Gorgeous. She says, which one will I take? There must be one here with a big score in. She says, can I pick the right one? Her first year camp drafting here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show in the World Championship Camp Draft. And Rebecca, she makes her selection. She'll just let the others drift away. She gets the one she wants. Indicates to the judge to keep this beast away from the others. Calls for the gate. She'll step out onto centre stage into the Mackay Arena. And around the first peg they come. And around they come with Duck Grey Gorgeous. Says, just we'll sit back a little bit and look at this Eva. She's got the real nice, kind look around her. As she has a look around the arena, says, it's a lovely place to be here on this afternoon. And around the second peg they come. Let's start to ride with Rebecca Roberts. With Duck Grey Gorgeous, they come around. They get the 3 out of 4. Now let's ride with her now, boys and girls, mums and dads. Can she do it? I'm sure she can. With Duck Grey Gorgeous, she wheels him a heifer around towards the gate. She rides very hard. Can they do it? Let's ride with her. I'm with you too, boys and girls, mums and dads. Oh, so close.
No, she got, the beast went through, Terry. It definitely went through. The beast definitely went through the gate. Girls and boys will attest. She was on the outside, the beast was on the inside. Does she have to go through the gate, Jim?
Definitely got to go through between the pegs, Tim.
The rider has to, or just the beast?
No, the rider and the beast.
Ah, you learn something new every day. She missed it, the beast did. There you go. Well, while we wait for that, Duncan's Onyx and Terry Hanigan is our final competitor tonight. He was 4th here on round number 3. He's had 3 scores in above 80 or better. Hasn't been able to crack the winner's circle more than once. He's a grazier from Coonamble. He's made the long journey down here to be competing at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. Owned the horse Onyx for the last 4 years and has been competing him during this time. This is his 2nd time competing at the Sydney Royal Easter Show.
The score now for Rebecca Roberts with Duck Grey Gorgeous was 21.5 for cutout, 58.5 for horsework, 3 out of 4 for the course, a total of 83 points. 83 points for Duck Grey Gorgeous, ridden by Rebecca Roberts. So Terry Hanigan, the grazier from Coonamble, and Durkin's Onyx. He comes out now onto centre stage. And Durkin's Onyx got a very fast one, and he comes out into the middle of the arena, and Durkin's Onyx just wheels that heifer. Now they make their way around the first peg, and Durkin's Onyx with Terry Hanigan. Now he says, we've got to ride here to get it up between the 2 pegs, and he does just that too. Gives a camp draft, gives a little bit of a bump there as well. Comes around, does the changeover. They got 2 out of 4 for the course. Durkin's Onyx says, well, just better sit around about here, Terry. And just, this is teamwork, makes the plan work. Now they come around the second peg. They get 3 out of 4 for the course as the heifer just drops back a little bit of a gear. And now, boys and girls, mums and dads, can we ride with Terry and Durkin's Onyx? There goes the whistle, but give him a round of applause there. Time has just beat him. Terry Hanigan with Durkin's Onyx.
Well, that is one of the challenges of getting drawn last in the draw. You know the score you need to win, and you get to see how the cattle all have run. And you're able to spend more time looking at the cattle, but you do get the last pick of them.
Well, that score's not far away from us now. What a night. 3 riders on 90.5 will be in equal first place.
So a score now for Terry Hanigan with Durkin's Onyx was 18 for cutout, 56 for horsework, 3 out of 4 for the course, a total of 77 points. 77 points there for Durkin's Onyx, ridden by Terry Hanigan.
Well, we have never seen quite so many scores like this, all lumped together. And we've got a lot of tied scores here this evening. So we'll bring the official results to you in just a moment's time. But what exciting camp drafting we've seen this evening. And I know we tried to say it earlier, but you get a bit tongue-tied as they make their way around the course. It has been champagne camp drafting brought to us by the wonderful people at Tyrrell's that get right behind the World Championship camp draft.
Well, it looks like they are coming through as officials. So in equal first place, Josh Barnett, Barn Lodge, Omega Destiny on 90.5. Joining him there tonight, Hugh Miles, Honey there and Aiken, and also Andrew Chapman and Digby. So with 3 equal first place, we then go to fourth place, being Wyatt Young and Cedar Vale Twist, and in equal 5th place on an 88.5, just 2 points off our winning 3, Adam Sadler with Redler's Raven Acres, Tyler Berkley and Quinton, and Avalon Illusion and Joseph Burgess. And Jimmy, it's been another sensational night here tonight. What an amazing competition we've seen once again. 3 of them tonight in equal first place.
Okay, thank you, Tim. And I'm here with one of our winners, and we'll do it fairly quickly. We'll try and get a comment from the 3 of them. So round number 5, Tim, Josh, pretty exciting stuff. Good lot of cattle tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, good run of cattle from Elliston. Last few nights haven't gone to plan, but glad we could put it together tonight.
Great atmosphere here, and you wouldn't Camdpraft in a better arena, Josh.
That's for sure. It's the best of the best here.
And also, you're an all-rounder. You're competing in the rodeo as well, so they'll see you in the rodeo again a bit later on.
Yeah, I've drawn up tomorrow night in the Saddle Bronc.
And all the best for the remaining rounds in the rodeo as well, Josh.
Thanks, Jimmy.
So we'll just pop down here. Also, one of the joint winners, Andrew Chapman with the good old pony Digby. I think there was 3 other people riding with you there, Chappie, Trudy and Georgie and Charlie.
Yeah, he doesn't carry the weight too well. Jimmy's 17 and he doesn't need any more weight on him, I can tell you.
But a good round of drafting tonight. A wonderful lot of the Angus Cross heifers.
Yeah, beautiful cattle from Elliston as always. And I'd like to thank Tyrrell's Wine. Hopefully we've got a Tyrrell's there tonight. I'd say a Cork's already out of one. I think Huey likes red wine a fair bit, and we'll have one tonight.
Well, you've got to have it because it's very good for the blood, they tell me.
Yeah, and also Williams, their sponsorship's always wonderful.
Okay, and so all the best for the remaining round, the final tomorrow night, Chappie.
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy.
So we'll also just catch up with Hugh Miles. Well, Huey, last year, this time you sort of had both hands on the cup, but you're still making your presence feel here, and it's never all over till the final round. So a great round of drafting tonight, Hugh.
Yeah, mate, it's really good cattle. Yeah, exceptional again tonight, and yeah, probably the best lot we've seen. So, hey, no, it's can't complain about the cattle. Elliston done a phenomenal job, and yeah, as always, and yeah, look forward to tomorrow night.
So there's our round winners. Now they're going to get presented with their ribbons, and that'll be done by our Chief Steward, Mr. Duncan McIntyre, and also down here, Mr. James Angus, our official steward for the Camdpraft. So we might just try and catch up with Wyatt Young as well. Well, Wyatt, you've got a few points on the board there, and there's 1 round to go yet, and the pressure is starting to increase as we lead into the final round tomorrow evening, Wyatt.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy, as it always does, but it's just another round.
So another round, but it's never over till that last round is gone and the points are all added up.
That's it, Jimmy. You just keep doing what you're doing and try your best.
Okay, thank you, Wyatt. With one of our youngest competitors that we spoke about earlier too, Tim and Lindsay, here with Tyler Berkley. Tyler, what's the feeling? What's it for the first time to come to the Royal Easter Show and compete at the World Championship Camdpraft?
It's a really good feeling for anyone that actually makes it. The atmosphere is electric. Crowd really get into it, and it's just very competitive.
Well, I know Dad's sitting over in the stand, Mum's at home holding the fort, etc. But no doubt the pressure's on, and another great round coming up for the final round tomorrow. So that'll sort the things up from the winner and place getters. But all the very best for the remaining round, Tyler.
Thanks, Jim.
We might get a chance to do all the place getters here tonight. So Adam Sadler, he comes from up near my hometown in the Hunter Valley. Well done, Adam, and I know that your cheer squad were there as well, Alison and Clay and Toby and Lexi. So they were all riding with you, Adam?
Yeah, they were, Jimmy. I just hope they hung on when they were riding with me. But, yeah, no, it was really good. It's a good atmosphere to ride down here, and it's a credit to Elliston for the cattle and all the sponsors involved. Thank you.
And now all the very best for the final round tomorrow evening.
Thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Adam Sadler. And last in the lineup, but he's got the ribbons as well, Joe Burges. So, Joe, exciting to be here at the Royal Easter Show and the World Championship Camdpraft.
Yeah, mate, it's great. It's taken a little while to get things kicked off, but it's nice to get one round and get hold of a ribbon.
Yeah, great atmosphere here, and you wouldn't Camdpraft in a better arena.
No, it's great, mate. It's the best in that regard, and yeah, it's really good. You can hear it when you're going round, and it's a great atmosphere.
And no doubt Em and Connie and Harry will certainly be riding with you.
Yeah, they've had a few quiet nights. It was nice to give them something to cheer about.
Okay, all the best for the remaining round.
Thanks, Gala.
So that just about wraps up round number 5, Tim and Lindsay. Another great round of camp drafting. It was probably one of our best rounds, and what some great runs there was. And once again, many thanks to Elliston Pastoral Company, the Packer family, Rob Teague, Scott Mitchell and the team up there, and Murray Wilson with the dogs. So that'll about wind me up for round 5, and we'll cross back up to Tim and Lindsay upstairs.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, show them your appreciation as they ride off out of the Mackay Arena. What a fantastic display of a sport that is huge in Australia, the wonderful pursuit of camp drafting.
Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together with Jimmy Callahan. 20 years. He started here when he was just 5 years of age. 20 years later, at 25, he is still calling camp draft with the best in the business, and it's a pleasure having him here each and every night. Well, Lindsay Douglas, we have got so much still to come tonight.